you said what you don't know is you're speaking with Blackjack Randall.
Yes.
So please
Hey.
explain how you most identify with Blackjack Randall, because I keep thinking about this.
She's looking like for Georgia.
Well, on the one hand, you look at the sort of things I do to people in my books. No, I mean, look at it logically. Where do you come from, if not from me? I mean, people always say, how much of you is it Claire? Which the answer is 15.3%. I mean, I'm all of them, where it's going to come from. They're all me in one regard or another. Some of them are, more recognizably me than others, but most of them are, if not reflections, at least refractions of some part of my personality. Yeah, Blackjack is probably what I might be had I been born without any sense of empathy or conscience. As it is, I've got both of those in spades, so the world is safe. Thank you.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Your book.
Appreciate it.
Just a question about the series. So in all of your books, it seems there's like a little bit of a humor undertone. So
Yes.
there's a lightness to this.
Yes.
And I kind of, all of the trailers that I watched, I just wanted to make sure we don't lose that in the series.
Oh, no, you don't. There's a lot of humor. No, the scripts are, very close to what happens in the book. Most of the dialogue is original. And, even what's not is just beautifully improvisational. These are very funny people. Yeah.
Hi. You had talked earlier about how Claire kind of came to you when you weren't expecting it. Did you have any other moments like that with other characters that have kind of appeared?
No, it happens all the time. Yeah, no, to me, characters, I call them either onions, mushrooms, or hard nuts. And an onion is a character like Jamie or Claire, they kind of pop up, and I understand immediately who they are and their interior essence. But the more I work with them, the more layers they develop, and the more rounded and pungent they are. And so those were the onions. Mushroom is someone I wasn't expecting at all, and they just pop up out of nowhere, and they invariably walk off with any scene they're in. Mr. Willoughby was a mushroom. Lord John is probably my best mushroom. Lord John, I just never even have to stop and think what he'd say in any given situation. He's just always right there. He's a natural blurter. So. And hard nuts are the characters that you're kind of stuck with for one reason or another. Either they were historical people, real people who were actually there, like George Washington or Charles Stewart, and you have to at least bring them on stage briefly. So, how are you going to animate them? I mean, these are real people. They're not figments of your imagination. And the other kind is people that you have because of the plot. For instance, Claire was pregnant at the end of Dragonfly and Amber. Obviously, there was a kid. So, who is this kid, Didn't know. And so I had to decide, who was, I knew it was a girl because of Jamie saying name it for my father. I was like, boy, you got a surprise me. But beyond that, I didn't know what kind of person she was. I didn't know how old she would be when we first met her, and all those kind of things. So those things you have to kind of work with, and you just live with the hard nuts and kind of hammer on them until they break open.
First of all, I want to say thank you and to tell you that I've never been a groupie for anything.
That's awesome.
I also wanted to ask if you know or can disclose if you might be at Comic-Con in July.
Well, let's see, I got an email this morning inviting me to do a solo presentation there, so probably, yeah.
She's doing a workshop. That means she's doing
What day? I don't know. They just said, would I come to a solo presentation? So
That means outside
I
of it.
said yes.
That's outside of the panel.
Yeah.
First off, my favorite book is Outlander. Thank you. This question is slightly personal, not specifically of the book or the series.
Sure.
I'm 35, and I just started writing my first novel.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Which Outlander obviously gave me the courage to finally do what my mother had been yapping at me about for a while. Well, at least